Yeah, education is important because, I mean, it's going to be some other stuff after track. Even if you make a lot of money, you still going to do something else after track. So if I'm voicing out with my coach and then it's not happening, and then I transfer to a new school and I don't have an injury for the next 2 years, I might have like some small things, but not like a significant injury that can take me down and put me down for some time. Then I know that, okay, that was the coach. I think every great athlete does suffer an injury. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, the list goes on. Like,
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of Beyond Finish Line with Star, where athleticism meets inspiration. A safe space where athletes come to share their untold stories, humble beginnings, setbacks, and how they overcame. Diving into intersections of sports, lifestyle, and personal growth. And as you know, I am your host, Star Mpama. Today, we have another amazing guest in the studio with so much to go home with, I must tell you. He is a one-time Olympic champion, a two-time world champion, a one-time Diamond League final winner, a one-time world champion silver medalist. His accolades are endless, but we might just be here all throughout the day if I decide to list all of them out. He has been through a series of injuries coming from his collegiate season up until now as a pro athlete. But guess what? He has stayed, proved himself, and the what ifs would always be there. You know, he's none other than Michael Cherry. Michael, how are you today? Good morning.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing amazing. I wanted to say how was your morning, but I mean, considering what just happened.
Been a little stressful, man. I'm stressed out. I can't even think. I'm stressed out.
I'm sorry if we had you stressed out.
Nah, it's not good.
It wasn't intentional.
It's all good.
So yeah, without wasting much of anybody's time, let's dive into the untold stories of Michael Cherry.
They ain't got my middle name?
Yeah, I did. I made my research.
Oh my God. No, not my middle name. My middle name is crazy. I don't think nobody ever said my middle name unprovoked like that. They say Michael L. Michael L.
Oh, okay.
L Cherry, but no one calls me Michael anyway. So I mean, yeah, it just be like Cherry. I don't think I ever heard my middle name called out, so that might have been the first time. That's pretty elite. Yeah, Michael is like foreign to me. Sometimes I forget it's my name.
Okay, so what you're used to is Cherry.
Everyone calls me Cherry. Yeah, I don't know a single person that calls me Michael ever.
Well, I feel like for me, calling you Michael is very much comfortable.
Yeah, that's fine. Michael, whatever you want to call me, that's fine. That's fine. You know, interview purposes, you call me Michael. It's cool. We'll take it.
Okay.
We'll take it.
So let's tell us, how did this all start? I mean, your journey into track and field. Was it that you were working someday and one coach just said, "Hey, Cherry,
I think those stories be kind of fake. I never believe those stories. People be like, "Oh, I was in gym and someone see me running fast and it was like, oh my God, you should come out for the track." I don't got a story like that at all. I feel like my story is pretty much different. I started running kind of like, ninth grade or something like that. And then it was kind of like, I think my friends were just going out to run track and I just needed another sport to play. So I was like, you know what? It was in between football season because I always played football and basketball growing up. So football season was like in the fall. I didn't know indoor track existed at that point. So it was like football. Then I played basketball for like 2 years in high school as well. And then it was like, all right, track and field had to come like my sophomore, freshman year. I was like, okay, we're just going to try out. All my friends went out there. So we went out there. I didn't really take it seriously. I mean, at first I would kind of just go out there, skip some practices, train a little bit. It was just to stay in shape, kind of just stay in shape in between the times when I had to go back to play football or, do summer basketball or something. Like, it wasn't really like a sport that I kind of chose to do. Like, all right, I thought it was between track, soccer, or baseball. And I never played soccer or baseball in my life. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to stick with the running because running is the base of every other sport. So why not do that? So I started doing that maybe like, I was like a freshman, sophomore. And then I was pretty decent. I don't think I was that great, but I think, you know, it was just, I kind of just stuck at it. So I feel like my freshman year, I might have ran like 50 point. Yeah, 50 point. And then a sophomore, I was like 48 seconds. And then from sophomore to junior year, I was like 46 seconds. And then 46 seconds, I kind of just from there. And then from that path, I was like, okay, I thought I would break the world record in like 2 years after that because my path of like dropping times was so even. I was like, okay, I could just drop 2 seconds every single year, but I didn't know how track and field worked. So I wound up getting faster, but not the world record.
So in 2014, you were at the World Juniors.
Yeah, that was actually my first
debut.
first USA meet. and it was kind of sad because it was in America.
But I mean, it was a gold medal
It's
in the
cool, but
relay.
like I know like everybody else first USA team is always like somewhere crazy. Like, and I've never been out of the country before. 2014 was my first team and I'd never been out of the country. I didn't have a passport or anything. So I literally showed up to World Juniors and it was like, oh, you gotta have your passport. I'm like, it's in America. Like, why would I need a passport? I didn't even have a driver license at the time. So I didn't have anything. I literally just showed up with my ID and they had to use my ID. I remember they were so mad because I didn't tell them I didn't have a passport. I'm like, bro, it's in America. Like, why would I need a passport for America? Yeah.
I mean, it's in your country.
It's insane. So yeah, that was my first team. 2014 was super amazing. It was so nice to see like all the different athletes. That was my first time being around like the same type of track and field athletes as me, like caliber athletes, but like every single country, like Kenyans, the Italians, I met people from every single place, like Great Britain. I never even met like people out of the country before. So it was like a culture shock for me just to see those people and experience them and just know we all going for like the same type of goals. And then a lot
Yeah.
of people that was on my team in 2014 on them being like my future teammates on like the senior teams and team and the world team. And so that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. 2014 was a great experience.
So was there anyone from there then who is now a teammate of yours now? I mean,
there was a couple.
now as a senior.
There was a couple. It was like I think on the 2014 team, it might have been. I think Trayvon Bromell was on that team. Raven Rogers is on that team. Raven Saunders, the thrower, was on that team. Sprinters, I think none of us male sprinters anymore. Kendall Williams, he trains in for Adidas at
Okay.
yeah, but a lot of people I've seen a lot of people from like other countries. Like Marshall Cedillo was at that games. Dina Asher Smith was at that games. There was a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty quality. Kaylin Whitney was actually there. I think she got like second in 100 or something like that, maybe 100. It was so long ago, I can't remember. Yeah, it was a quality team though, for sure. It was definitely like showing like the future of like U.S. sprints at the time, and I feel like every junior team is kind of like that. Like whoever you see on the junior team, they're most likely probably going to be on the senior teams in a couple of years. That's if they stay on the same path, not have injuries or just stay focused. Like, you see that all the time. So yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a great experience, and I think it prepared me for the future a lot.
Okay, now you mentioned something about staying on the same path, right? So it simply means you stayed on the same path, and that path brought you to the senior team where you are today.
Yeah, so I feel like with my path early on, I don't know. I think my path was a little different because I was pretty good in high school. I would say I was pretty good in high school, but I didn't have like the discipline to kind of follow along because I feel like I kind of got good without like trying. But like I did work hard, but like I wasn't like doing like all the smaller things I feel like kind of I see kids do now. Like you see like a Quincy Wilson or like those different like freak athletes in like high school. It's like, man, I was good, but I kind of was like good, like, but not really caring. Like I would just like eat bad, go to sleep, whatever, like party. Like I was just like trying to have fun. I was living like a actual teenager. Like, so it was like, man, I didn't care about really like running for real. I just wanted to like win races and get like the glory from it. Like, so I felt like, yeah.
But right now, that mindset has changed.
Yeah, as an adult, for sure. As an adult or even as a collegiate. So I feel like my first 2 years of college, it was kind of like me more so just adjusting and trying to become that disciplined athlete that I really was in high school. So I struggled a lot with like injuries and things like that because it was just so much harder because in college, you got so much freedom. You can just walk around and party on your own. No one can tell you what to do. Like coaches are not like making you do anything. So at that point, like I always worked hard, but I just didn't do the outside things and check like cooling down, stretching, like hydrating, making sure I'm preparing for the next day. It was more so just like, oh, I'm about to just go party. And then if I go to practice and work hard, it'll work out. Like it don't even matter. Like I just work super, super hard. So like you won't even be able to tell that I'm like doing other things. After a while it kind of catches up with you. So I feel like after my first 2 years I kind of transferred. Once I transferred, it gave me like a new slate that I could actually go and just, focus on this track and field and do those little things so I can get better. And I just knew like if I didn't do those things, then I probably won't get better and it won't lead to me like making teams. Cause I still made a world junior team, but like that year, I think I was like coming to 2014, I was like the second rated 400 meter runner as a junior, but I wanted to like pulling my hamstring before NCAA nationals. I was running like fourth as a freshman.
Okay.
Strained my hamstring, and then I think like I wound up like not practicing for like a month, and then I had to come back and go to trials. So I went to trials and I think I got third, and that's when I thought top 3 makes the junior team, but only top 2 makes the junior team. So I wound up getting third. Had to run the relay, so I'm the second fastest junior in the world to have to run the 4x4. It was terrible. I was like, oh man, it had me so mad. And then from there, I was like, okay, cool. If I can just do that without being like pretty much disciplined, I just think I need like a new environment so I can go out and really focus on myself and focus on my craft so I'm able to put out a good product and become that athlete that I know I can be. Because even like being younger, I always thought I was one of the better quarter milers, and I feel like I was going to be around for a while. But I just needed to have that discipline and focus that I needed to, become that person that I think I could become.
So, what was the motivation behind the big move from Florida State to LSU?
I just didn't think so. One, my coach left. I think my coach left. I don't want to say he got fired, but I think he got fired. But I think he might have left. We're just gonna say he left. We're just gonna say my coach left. But my coach left. When he left, I was like, man, I always wanted to go to LSU anyway. So I was like, man, I seen LSU at the time had some pretty good quarter milers. It was like a guy named Fitzroy Dunkley. He's one of my friends now. He does like the media stuff. So he was there. He was a triple jumper, and I think he ran like 45-1 or something like that. And I was like, wait,
That's the Jamaican guy.
Jamaican guy, yeah, Fitzroy. So Fitzroy ran 45-1. I'm like, if he can run 45-1, no offense, because he's good, but he was a triple jumper. So I was like, all right, if he can run 45-1, I already run 45-3. I'm sure I can run 44 seconds. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to transfer. I took a lot of visits. I think I went to TCU. I went to Tennessee. Where else I went? I don't know. TCU, Tennessee. Oh, I was supposed to go to Oregon too. I think I was supposed to go to Oregon because Oregon was like one of my favorite schools too, but I wound up not going there. And then, yeah, I think it was like LSU. And, my grades were so bad, bro. Like my grades was like terrible. I had like terrible grades my first 2 years, like I said, because I wasn't trying to do anything but party and just run track. So it was like I wasn't going to school or anything. And then yeah, I just think I just needed a reset just to like get better in the classroom and just get better as a person and get better as an athlete. And then I literally took my visits to LSU and I told them like, all right, you don't got to talk to me. I'm automatically going to commit and come here, but I just want to enjoy the visit and just have fun while I'm here. So I did that. And then I think I talked to Dennis Shaver, which is the head coach now. And he told me, we'll bring you in. Just promise me you'll graduate. And then after that, it was cool. So I told him, yeah, I graduate. And I went there, just got straight to work. I kind of just, on my visit, I wound up seeing like two guys like working in the summertime. Like they was training hard as hell. I was like, oh yeah, I like this. So I'm like, this is the type of environment that I need. It was like Nathaniel Mitchell Blake, the British guy, and then Fitzroy. They both was training with each other. So I was like, okay, this is the type of teammates that I need. Because I feel like in my old school, we really didn't have those type of guys that was like, man, wanted to really grind it out and get better. So I saw that and that kind of motivated me just to know like, all right, I'm going to go into something that's kind of special and with some teammates that really want to get after it and become great. And I feel like LSU just has like a lot of pros. Like I feel like it was just like people that came before us. And I feel like teammates that was on my team at that moment, like people made Olympic teams and stuff like that from other countries already. And then they're your teammate. So that kind of motivates you to want to do good. So at that point, I was just super motivated coming in there. And I always never wanted to be like that guy that didn't work out. Like, like, oh man, he was good in high school, but what happened when he got to college? Like, what happened when he got here? So that kind of motivated me to just, work super, super hard. And throughout, different times when I kind of feel like, man, should I keep doing this? Like, because of injuries or something like that? Because I don't want to say that, but I feel like I've been injury prone like my whole life. But it only started when I got to college. It was weird because I never had like injuries in high school or anything like that. And I just feel like once I got to college, I don't know what it was. Like, I just could not hold up. Like, it'd be anything like hamstring. I think I might have had the most injuries like any track and field athlete like in history. Like, I don't know. Like, people don't understand. Like, only like people closest to me understand. Like, I feel like my doctors and stuff. Like, but I don't think I competed a single season like completely
without an injury.
Yeah, like I'm talking about like running. I'll run at like 85% and just be like out there, just like, all right, it is what it is. Like I gotta just thug it out.
I mean, it simply shows how much of a superhero you are because no. Please. Don't talk down on yourself. When we look back at how Michael Cherry has been, I mean, he's been amazing.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've been good, but it's like, man, I feel like if I can have some years of just like, man, no injuries, no nothing, but I feel like everybody deals with something though. So at the end of the day, but it's just harder when you gotta like, man, you're trying to go against the best, and like I'm potentially better than a lot of people. I feel like I think I'm one of the best quarter milers, like low key ever. If I'm not hurt,
Yeah.
I gotta fight through so much. It's like, man, it'd be hard to kind of show that full slate of talents. Like I still like I said, I believe that I've done some great things, and I feel like I still can do some great things. It's just about
most definitely
holding together, and staying up. in one piece.
Okay, let me ask you this. You were the first person from your family to graduate from college.
Yeah.
Despite the bad grades and everything, Coach Shiva just said, let's give him a try. I mean, he has the talent. So tell me, how much weight did that put on you aside from track and field now? Like going in and knowing that, oh, if I'm able to graduate, I'm going to be the first person graduating from my family. How did that feel for you? How was it for your family, your mom and your two siblings?
I feel like for me, I ain't gonna lie. Like when I first got to college, that wasn't on my mind. I wasn't trying to graduate. Like I didn't, I didn't think about graduating at all. I was more so trying to go pro. I was just like, man, I wanted to be a pro so bad. Like even from like a high school, like it was like, man, I seen guys like LaShawn Merritt and LaShawn Merritt is from Virginia as well. And then I seen like I used to just watch like other stuff. Like, I wasn't like a track fan, but like I was like a super LaShawn Merritt fan thing. I loved LaShawn Merritt. I was like, yo, that was like my favorite quarter mile. So I was like, man, I wanted to be like a pro. So I'll go to Penn Relays and meet a couple pros. I seen Karani James and stuff like that. So all I wanted to do was just race them. I didn't care about school. I didn't want to go to school. But then once I kind of got to college, it was like, all right, this is super important. Like education is important at the end of the day because you got to do something after track, or potentially want to do something after track. You want to use your degree and have that upper hand. Because I always felt like, man, if you do 4 years out of school and when you walk away with nothing, they kind of pimps you. Like you didn't get anything at all. Like, you just ran from that school for 4 years and didn't get a degree. You don't have anything to show for it. It's kind of wasted. Like you wasted all those hours of tutoring, test taking, failing tests, passing tests, and you got nothing. You have nothing to show for it. You got to have something to show for it. So literally, that was my mindset. Of,
all these assignments to do list on your canvas. My goodness.
Man,
My goodness.
you stressing about all this stuff and you walked away from school with nothing. So that really was like my main thing. That, and then my mom would always ask me when I'm graduating. So I'm like, man, I never knew when I was going to actually graduate. So I'm like, I can't walk away and not have nothing to show her and just be proud of. Like, when you graduate, I literally never graduate. It would be so embarrassing. My family asked me the same things. I think it was just, I don't think it was any pressure, but I just felt like it was more so like, it's kind of embarrassing. Like,
okay, so it was the fear of the embarrassment,
yeah,
I guess.
Embarrassment. Even though I had no one graduate from college in my family, it's just like, man, like you spent all that time in school and you didn't get anything. Like they're gonna be looking for like a piece of paper. What were you doing the whole time when you were in school? Like you didn't believe in anything.
4 years of your life.
What did you do? Like, what were you ran, but okay, what else did you do? So I was like, okay, it was more so like an embarrassment for me. Like, I can't come back home without anything. And you kind of get like I kind of like use this in life now. Like, I kind of just like get the bragging rights over like people. Like, when I got a degree, I'm like, you don't got a degree, so you can't argue with me.
Okay,
Like I said,
and that's an
like
experience.
I'm smarter. I'm smarter than you. You feel me? You don't got your degree yet, so you can't argue. That's what I'm telling my family was like just joking with them, like not being serious. But like, yeah, that's what I like to say all the time. So you get the little bragging rights over your family members too. So yeah, that's cool. So I get to brag and I didn't want to be embarrassed. So I think I just really was like, all right, let me get my degree so I can have something to show for it and not just felt like I've been in school and wasn't doing anything at all and kind of just left with nothing. Because what if you don't get a contract and you just got nothing after school and you literally just dropped out. So now you literally left school with nothing at all. They just used you. They used you for 4 years. They ran you to death. They sent you to tutoring. They gave you all these bills for skipping tutoring. You failed all those tests. You passed.
And you didn't use them.
Oh, you got used, bro. That sounds crazy. I think if you don't like school and you think about it like that, it's way easier to get through. Like, man, all right, I can't be used at the end of the day because I never liked school, but it was like, when you think about your coaches in the NCAA system, they're going to use you to death. So you might as well use them too and get that degree and have something else to look forward to. Because even if you don't get a contract, I got a degree. So yes, they used me, but I used them as well. We both won. We got something. But if you leave school without anything at all, it's bad. It's bad.
So I believe the perspective of not wanting to have a degree right now has changed. If you meet or if a younger athlete walks up to you and like, hey Michael, so I just want to train, I just want to run fast and go pro, you're gonna be like, bro.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Cause look, I thought I would only be on campus for like 1 year. I'm like, man, I'm so good. I'm not gonna be here much longer. So you never know. You feel like, man, you got that good attitude. It's a good attitude to have, just to want to focus on track and field and just training. But like at the end of the day, your degree is important. Your education is important because I mean, it's gonna be some other stuff after track. Even if you make a lot of money, you still gonna want to do something else after track. And you kind of don't want to be that person that's kind of just lost. Cause I think a lot of times athletes don't really have like a thing to fall back on or what they kind of looking forward to besides their sports. I think a degree gives you a perfect opportunity to kind of look at what you want to do post your post career, post collegiate career, or post whenever, and you're able to just lock in on that and get your papers. And like I said, if you're like the first person from your family to graduate, everybody get to look at you like, oh, it's amazing. Like, yo, that's an amazing accomplishment. Like, you get to carry that and then teach that to like your younger family members. Like, I tell a lot of other family members too, like, yo, you want to be that person with the degree in your family, like, or in the family, so they can have those bragging rights as well. Like, yeah, your mother might not have it, your father might not have it, but if you get it, it could be a start there. And who knows, all my younger siblings or my younger cousins and family members after me all get the degrees. We won't have nobody like, oh,
Everyone wants to be like Michael Cherry.
come on now, just spread the love. I want to spread the love through the kids in the family. So yeah, I think have
I know, right?
important for sure.
Okay, so I saw something on your Instagram. You said behind every mark there is a story, and I treat my wins and losses same with no excuses. Looking at this for me, I felt like it was deep, and things like this do not just come out. I'm sure there must have been something that drove that caption, especially the part that has to do with behind every mark there is a story.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I think I wrote that maybe like 2018. That was like my first professional year, and I think I went to like World Indoors. And World Indoors, I just remember being there, and it's a crazy thing about it because I never told anybody. Only my coach know. I literally strained my hamstring at USA Indoors, like in the middle of the race. So when I won USA Indoors 2018, I strained my hamstring like the first lap. So I strained my hamstring and it kept running. So when I crossed the line, I'm excited because I won, but like, yo, my hamstring hurting so bad. So now we're trying to figure out, are we actually going to take the invitation and go to World Indoors? I think it was in Birmingham that year. And man, I was just literally, so I spent like those 2-3 weeks trying to like rehab and just do pool workouts, this dumb stuff, like trying to stay in shape to actually be able to compete. When I got to the meet, yo, my hamstring felt like it was going to fall off the bone, and I still like compete. I was getting needled 24/7. It was terrible, but like, I still went out there and competed, and I wanted to make it a final. And it was good. I got a medal there, and it was just like, man, I didn't win the race, but you know what? It is what it is. Like, I feel like that moment for me was like, oh, it was pretty like important, because it's like, all right, behind everything has a story. Like, that was my story. Like, it took me so much just to get to this point, and my first year professional, I'm here in the final, and then I get a medal in the relay and the individual. But I'm like 75%. I'm super banged up. I lost, and I'm like, I'm not gonna come here and tell like the media, like, hey, I got a hamstring injury, so this is the reason why I couldn't win. This is like, nah, man. I just kind of went out there and did the best I can do without any excuses. When I win, I'm gonna celebrate, and then when I lose, I'm not gonna celebrate. But I'm gonna, basically take my L's like my W's and just shut up. Like, I'm not gonna tell nobody like, hey, I don't kind of like that. Like, I feel like a lot of times with like athletes, they feel like they gotta kind of tell everybody exactly what's going on. Like, it's like everybody wants to hear from it, everybody wants to see it, but it's like sometimes it comes off as an excuse. Like, a lot of fans don't really care about what exactly what's going on. They just want you to produce. Like, they don't care about like, oh, your foot hurting, your back hurting today, your hamstring hurting today. It's like, all right, bro, everybody probably has something going on with them, but at the end of the day, you gotta kind of just work through that. And if you're not healthy enough to line up, then just don't line up. Yeah, that just gotta be the thing. So I think at that meet, that was pretty much it, man. I was feeling so terrible, and I still was able to go out there and run like freaking 400. So I ran 2-3 rounds of the 400, and then ran a 4x4 final. And I was like, man, I feel like I could have pulled up at any moment. I was still out there running, like, and you couldn't see it on my face. Like, it was just literally like, yo, I was in so much pain. I just really thinking like, damn, like, this is like one of the worst experiences. But I enjoyed the moment, because it was like, man, this is my first senior team indoors. I won USA, so my coach is telling me we can't give up the invitation to go on a team. If we can't run when we get there, we just want runs. It was pretty cool just to experience that, and not having an injury, but like going through that with the injury and still be able to walk out and come out with something, and it just to show like how talented I am, and so much to look forward to in the future after that.
Okay, so I wouldn't count it as being ordinary, because you said from the beginning of your journey, getting into college up until it's been one injury or the other. And I'm sure that there are athletes out there who somehow is facing this right now.
Yeah.
What exactly do you do differently that keeps your mentality so together because I'm sure you must have breakdown moments. I'm sure you must have times when it's like, oh my God, Can this just go away?
Yeah.
Because I know I got the potentials, but this injury, you said 80% of your career is
Yeah.
just injury, 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 injury. But for every time you have always showed up, you always come back, and you don't just show up, you show up and you show up amazingly. So what is it that Michael Cherry does? How do you do this? We need to know.
I feel like when I was younger, I just believed I was a dog. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I was younger, I just think, like, I don't know. I just felt like I could just come back, like, easy. Like, it was like a mental, like, a confidence thing. So I feel like, well, the first time I was injured, I was super depressed. I'm not gonna lie. So this was like, I'm not gonna make it seem like I was just, like, bulletproof immediately. Like, I think, like, my freshman year, like I said, I would never really got injuries before. Like, I had, like, broken bones and stuff when I was younger from playing football, but that's kind of like contact injuries. So you can't really help that. I think my freshman year, I went to Florida State. I had like a crazy time. Like, I'll never forget. Like, I remember like my freshman year, I think like the fall, I literally tore my quad. So I tore my quad indoors. So I tear my quad. My trainers don't allow me to see the doctor. They think I'm faking because I'm a freshman. So I'm telling them like, yo, I'm injured. And I come from like a tough background. So I don't really got like I'm not gonna say, oh, I can't run if I can't run. So I was basically telling my trainers that at Florida State and my coaches, and they wasn't kind of believing me. So I kind of just ran like on a torn quad from like the whole indoor, like the middle indoor to like the outer indoor. I mean, after national, so I ran for them in the 4x4. I was like taped up from like my hip all the way up to my kneecap. And then I told them I wasn't gonna run again until I got to see a doctor. They let me see a doctor, and then the doctor was like, "Your quad is torn." I had a divot, like an actual hole in my quad. And so from there, I just kind of rehabbed, and I was kind of down from there because I'm thinking like, man, I'm about to be a bust. Like, I was like the high school national champion, and now I'm like, gonna go to college and not gonna do nothing. So I'm just thinking about being a bust the whole time and how bad I'm gonna be. Man, I don't know. I think I was just like down, sad, 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 sad. And then I kind of rehabbed back. I remember, I think I came into regionals or it was like my freshman year, ACCs. I got like fifth or sixth. I left my shoes too. So I'm injured, left my shoes, and it was like 40 degrees, and I missed the bus. I go to ACCs, I get like fifth or sixth, and then I feel like a little bit more healthy, but not like 100%, but I feel pretty decent. And then I go to regionals, I'm ranked like 38th or something like that. They take like, I think top 48 is the region. I'm like ranked like 36 or something like that. I'm just praying to God, like, please, man, like, heal me up. Allow me to, I need a miracle this weekend. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this, but I need a miracle. Like, something has to happen. And, like I said, I was just depressed the whole time, like, kind of just sad. And then we get to regionals, and I dropped like a second. I run like 45.3. So I go from like 46.8 to like 45.3. Maybe almost like 45, 46.6, 46.6, 46.5, like 45.3. And I come out the regional like third or fourth. I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm like, yeah, okay, here you go. Like, I got some, it's still there. Like, I know it's not gone. So just keeping that in the back of my mind and know, like, all right, the talent is still there. I always tell a lot of people, even I have friends like that got injured or really can't seem to like get out of the funk. It's like, yo, you ran fast before, you got that talent. Or even if you haven't ran fast and you believe in yourself, I think the confidence itself is going to speak for everything else. Through that time, I think I was down, and then how bad it was. I come out, I'm ranked top 3 at nationals. I think that same year. This is the 2014 year. The day before we leave for nationals, I pulled my hamstring doing blocks. Oh my God. So I'm on the ground rolling. My coach so mad. I remember he like froze his phone. And then he literally it was crazy. It was one of the craziest things because it was on the last block session. Like, I'm like talking trash to my teammates. I had like a senior. He was pretty good. So I'm like, all right. I just ran fast in a regional. I'm like, I'm finna win nationals. I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm gonna win nationals. And I literally like push it out. I'm killing it in the block. I get to my last block and I literally pull up, hit the ground.
No.
I roll on the ground. I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm done. And then literally, like, my coach had stopped practice. I couldn't even walk or nothing like that. So at that point, I was still I was still in a dark place. I think I think that's when I really went like super, super depressed. Like, I was in my room, quiet. I wasn't talking to anybody. And it's still like when you're not running fast or you're not running at all, like, you don't get the same support you had like when you used to like running good. So I was always used to being on top and doing amazing things. People always calling you, sending you texts after races and stuff like that. But like when you injured, it's kind of just you. You kind of gotta just gotta sit there and sit in that dark and focus on yourself. So I feel like when I was younger, it was more so just thinking about the confidence and keeping that confidence there, knowing like, yo, I still got the ability to actually like compete. And I am one of the best because I showed that before I actually hurt myself. And then and it was just a fact of like trying to stay healthy. You got to know what type of person you is too at the same time. It's like, man, all right, if I know I am an injury prone person, then I wouldn't even say injury prone because it might can be anything that kind of can happen to like lead up to that. Cause I feel like it could be your coaches. Like a lot of times I don't think coaches take accountability of like the athlete and, the damaging of the athletes. For me, I can say, okay, I'm injury prone. In my head, I just thought the program didn't work for me. Like I was like, all right, this program is not for me. I just get injured entirely too much because of the things we do. So if I'm voicing out with my coach and then it's not happening, and then I transfer to a new school and I don't have an injury for the next 2 years, I might have like some small things, but not like a significant injury that can take me down and put me down for some time. Then I know that, okay, that was the coaching, that was the workout. So at this point, it's like, am I really the injury prone athlete, or is it the environment that I'm in that's kind of like making me not prone to that? So I think a lot of athletes, you got to look at everything around you. Like, am I doing the right things myself? Is the workouts at the school that I'm at, is this right for me? And then from there, you kind of just got to evaluate that and just always believe like, at the end of the day, I'm still a great athlete and I can get through this. Like, it doesn't matter how dark or bad that the times that I'm in, that I can fight through this injury and get back and becoming that person. Or you can use somebody else as the example. Like a lot of times I think I would look at some of my favorite athletes when I was injured, like Kevin Durant. Like one of my favorite athletes is Kevin Durant. Like towards Achilles, he broke his leg. Like I love Paul George. Paul George broke his leg in the USA team. Like, and I like to watch them and see how they came back from it. Like, okay, they bounced back easily. Like, man, they still go fighting, they still playing. It's like, all right, I can do the same thing. I think I'm just as great of an athlete as them. Or even if you don't believe you're just as great, like you're an athlete, like put that confidence in yourself, like build that confidence so you can know, like, all right, it don't matter what I go through, I can come back from this. Like, it don't matter if it's a torn Achilles, broken leg, torn quad, like whatever. Like I done had everything. Torn quad, torn Achilles, pulled hamstring. Like, yo, you can get through all that. It's just having the confidence at the end of the day.
So now you've repeatedly said have the confidence, build the confidence. I've seen athletes where after this series of injuries, now they've trained, everything is fine, but it's like when they go back on track, the fear of, I might get injured again, right? So you building your confidence, is there anything you do specially, or you just know it that, you know what, I've got this and I'm just going to go there and just do what I need to do?
So when I was young, I'm not gonna lie, I used to do like more like weirder stuff. I used to do weirder stuff when I was younger to build confidence. Like I would like watch like videos of like I said, like my favorite athletes. Like I like Floyd Mayweather when I was younger. I think Floyd Mayweather, he's like the most confident athlete ever. Like if you ever watch a Floyd Mayweather video, he doesn't like he has zero like non-belief in himself. Like you got to go watch a Mayweather video. Like any type of training, anything, he don't believe he's gonna lose at all. So like I would like watch Floyd Mayweather videos and think I'm Floyd Mayweather, like picturing myself as like, I'm a champion. I can't lose. Even when if I lost before, it doesn't matter. Like I'm still putting that in my brain, putting it in my brain so I can literally, it's like kind of making yourself kind of crazy. You kind of like making yourself believe like it's impossible for me to like not come back from this, or impossible for me to not win at all. And then I think when I got older, I started reading like books. So now I'm more like, I done seen Floyd Mayweather videos like 200,000 times, or like Mike Tyson videos. I like Mike Tyson videos too. I've seen it like 200 times, or any of like my favorite athletes at all that has like, that builds like confidence, or like, like, or just showing me the times when they kind of like prevailed through some things. And I'm like, you know what? I can do that same thing. If they done it, they had times like that when they were down and they're like in bigger positions than me. They're bigger athletes than me. Why can't I do that? Like, you know what? Like I can definitely go through and take these hardships and, and actually learn from like, okay, this happened when I did this, and let me change this up this time. Okay, this happened when I did this, let me change this up this time. Sometimes you can't really help, what happens when it comes to like injuries, but a lot of times you can prevent that type of stuff. And, if it does happen, it's part of sports. So I think every great athlete does suffer the injury. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, the list goes on. Like, man, Tiger Woods, like whatever. So
Michael Cherry.
the same boat. Like I can say whatever. Like, everybody ain't got the same thing. So at the end of the day, it's like, someone else. You're not the first person that had an injury. So like you could take that and literally use like, the proof is in the pudding. Everybody that suffered an injury, and like this is how you respond to it. If you can keep that confidence in you to know, like, all right, I can come back from this, and this is nothing. Like, all right, injuries, whatever. Like, it doesn't make me a different athlete. I may have to run different. I may have to do this different. I may have to come back slower. And who cares who don't believe in you? Like at the end of the day, like if you believe in yourself, who cares? Like I feel like I had times where nobody believed, nobody think I was gonna do whatever. And it's like, if you believe in yourself and all right, I'm who I say I am, and like, I can come in here and do this at any point. Like, I just feel like I have to get healthy, and you got that belief that you can get to a certain level, even if you haven't been there before. If you think you can do that, I feel like if you believe in yourself, then you can do it. It's easy.
Okay, so let's tilt backwards a bit. You know, I asked you how your journey started and all of that while you were explaining the process to what has kept you together and all of that. I know you mentioned considering you said something about your background, right? Where you're coming from. When we see Michael Cherry out there, sometimes it's like people see these stars and it's like everything has just been so perfect, right? Coming from the start and all of that. So for you to have said the background you grew up from, throwing a little light on how it was growing up and how it has impacted into you mentally and physically.
Like mentally, I just kind of was. It was kind of tough. Like I feel like my mom was good. She was like a single parent. My mother kind of worked hard trying to raise me. And I don't know, small apartment, Section 8. It didn't really have a lot of stuff, but it was like, you know what? She worked super hard to give me a lot of things that she could afford, and whatever I couldn't, I kind of got later on in life. I mean, it was, I was regularly. I feel like inner city type of kid, type of life. Not really. I'm the youngest too, so I kind of just grew up like by myself, and I kind of was just always outside, just doing like things I wasn't supposed to do, having fun. I wouldn't be like partying or fighting or whatever. Like it was just fun as a kid, and just kind of tough. So I feel like it kind of made me tougher. I spent a lot of time just like you know around my friends and just being alone. So I feel like it kind of made me. My mama kind of just built that into me to be like self sufficient and being able to take care of myself and survive no matter what. I kind of take that with me like everywhere I go. It's kind of like the same thing. I feel like I done I done been through a lot, growing up. These little milestones and like not milestones, like little hurdles and things that I got to get over. It's kind of nothing. It's kind of like not. And even if you have it, I feel like you still, if you're not from that type of environment, then you still have something like that you've been through that's probably like harder than the sport that you're playing. Like the sport is a bonus. Like you probably done been through like some tragedies or something that's actually real life that could have shaped you to be the person that you were that day or to this day. You just think about that. It's just like, man, it's not that hard. You want to work hard for your family, even if you are from a background like me, like having a single parent mom. Like you want to be able to do some things that you can be able to support her in some type of way, or maybe you got a kid or something like that. You could do that. I don't have any kids, but yeah, maybe you got a kid. You could do that, and I had to put that out there to make sure. I got, you got people got different reasons for whys, is what I'm saying. So, it might be a family member, it might be a grandmother that raised you, it might be a mother that raised you, it might be your son, it might be your daughter. You feel me? So whatever you got to
Michael has no kids.
I ain't got no kids, man. Zero kids, man. Zero kids. Whatever your why is. So you feel me? I feel like that kind of just shaped me to have my why. Like where I'm from is like my why, like family, friends, and this is how I grew up. So it's just I think it's just like that.
Amazing. Amazing. You've been to the Olympics, World Championships, Diamond Leagues. You've been everywhere.
Yeah.
You've tested the highest and the lowest, right? So the question here is, which was your most memorable moments? What were those defining moments for you in your career?
Oh, the finding moments was kind of like, so I feel like early on in my career, I kind of talk to people about this now. I feel like not even early on. I just feel like within, like, as a professional, I think when I first came out of school, I was making a lot of relay teams, and I feel like it was kind of like making me angry that I would just be on a relay team because I feel like I was better. So I would be on all the relay teams and I would run good. Like I feel like I would have one of the better splits every time, but I just couldn't get it right in the individually race. So I feel like when I made my first individual team, it was able to go out there and make the final, which was I think it was 2021. I think that was probably my highest because that showed like, all right, I have the talent and I'm here. Like if I'm healthy or if I'm semi-healthy and I'm able to line up, then I could kind of compete with anybody. It'd just be almost like I don't think I can really lose to too many people, like being healthy and being able to go out there and compete. I would say that would be like my highest, not like making the Olympic final or maybe USA's that year, getting second at USA's because I got to show a lot of people that, all right, I can compete with like the best people if I'm available. So I think that was it. And then my lowest had to be 2023 because 2023, I literally just left my coach because I was mad. 2022, I had like a Achilles injury. We literally had to buy. I opened up, I think, with the fastest time in the world in like April at Mount Sac. I ran like 44, or it's like 20 or something like that. 44:20 at Mount Sac. freaking get injured. My coach just had me like training. I don't know what he was doing. He was just pulling me out of races. I felt like he was kind of losing it a little bit. Pulling me out of races. So we don't run for like a next month and some change. And then I kind of get like an open use injury from like on my foot, on my Achilles. I had like severe Achilles tendonitis majority of my career. And I literally like, we just kept running and running at practice. We were just doing crazy stuff. And I remember just being about spikes and my foot just kind of like gave out. Like I couldn't put pressure on it no more. I had landed from like Rome, I think, to what was it, New York. And all my family came to come see me race. And I couldn't even run. I couldn't put no pressure on my foot. So I was like, man, what's going on? Like, I'm confused. And then so I missed like a lot of training. And then we get to Worlds and I get eliminated in the semifinal. I'm like, man, what? I'm lost. So he's like, he has no answers for me. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? We opened up fast as hell. And the time that I opened up with, I think would have won Worlds. That was 2023. This is in America too at this point. So I felt like I should have been the world champion. Like I felt like I put in enough, everything. Like I done everything I could. Like I didn't cut any corners. I wasn't partying. I wasn't doing anything. I literally focused up to do that. So, and I didn't get a chance to like show my ability because once again, it was an injury. And I just think my coach didn't really playing the season right at that time. So I feel like that was one of the lowest. So I left that next year and I go to Gary Evans in Orlando. So Gary Evans is like a 400-meter coach. It's where Steven Gardner and Madison Smith trains.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is my first time having training partners. It was amazing. I loved the group. We was working super, super hard. I might have been in some of the best shape of my life, literally, like crazily. So I'll go to I have it was weird. It's the first time this ever happened too. So I wound up going indoors. I think I strained my hamstring. It sounded easy though. I done had so many strained hamstrings. I don't even care about them. It was like 2 weeks, like some 2 weeks type of thing. I'm down for 2 weeks, whatever. Cool. We kind of just working through it, rehabbing. And then I get from my rehab, I get like some type of bursitis in my knee. It's weird. It's just inflammation though. So it's still pretty easy. Nothing to stress about because I had tears and stuff. So I don't care about small little things. It's like, all right, I can.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah, so this
Now
is
I
crazy.
believe. Now I believe what you said.
Yeah, like it's a
You might just
weird.
have the world record for the most injuries.
Yo, literally, I get like bursitis in my knee. It's weird, but it's only inflammation. Like I can still train on it and everything, but we're trying to be like cautious so we don't want to like mess nothing up. So we're like, all right, cool. I think my PT sends me to like a doctor in Orlando. He's like, all right, this is like a week before my opener, I remember. And I'm like in fire shape. Like I'm like in probably the best shape of my life, like easily. Like I'm like, all right, I think I could probably win Worlds and shit. Like literally, I say this every year, but I'm like in crazy shape. Literally we go there and the dude shoots me with cortisone. Cause he's like, oh, he shoot you with cortisone to kind of kill the inflammation.
No shorts.
Yeah, but my PT didn't want him to shoot me with the cortisone. So he shoots me with cortisone. And literally, it's like the front, like around my pes arena, like hamstring where it connects and everything by the kneecap. And 2 weeks later, I'm at my opener and I'm like warming up. I go to run and I tear my hamstring from like my knee from behind to behind my leg. So literally, I'm on the ground like, oh my God. And at this point, I knew I was cooked. So I never missed a team since I've been out of school. Like literally, that was 2023 year. And I'm like, crazy, like banged up. Like I just know I'm not gonna be able to rehab back and get back in time. It's only like it's April. I think trials is like maybe like 2 months away, and I'm literally just telling myself like I know I'm cooked. They're like, oh, we're gonna get a PRP. I'm like, no, I couldn't even like walk. I couldn't curl my hamstring like a standing curl. I couldn't curl my hamstring. I didn't have enough strength in my leg because my tendon was missing. I couldn't curl my hammy to actually like bring it up. So I feel like that time might have been like my lowest. I was in the house like, yo, it was terrible. We like a month out from USA's, I still didn't run yet. So it was like, what the hell? So then I think my PT was just at my house every day, kind of like working on me and then trying to like figure out. We were like doing like jogs in the grass. I couldn't run like 13, 14 per 100. It was weird.
Wow.
But we're still trying to go make a team. Like, I talked to Gary, like, maybe you can make I think we can make the relay team, honestly. Like, I think you get up to make the relay team. So I get out there and I just kind of rush it back. I'm not really ready at that point. And it just kind of tightened up on me. So we're like, all right, we're not going to do that. But yeah, I think that year, that was like my first, I feel like crazy, like injury that kind of put me down. And that's what kind of like messed up my 23. And I feel like my 24 was the same way. Like I was just kind of rehab back from that, like just trying to like get strong. So I feel like that has been some of the most difficult times because it was like, man, like everybody was looking for me. Like I felt like people like, yo, where you at? Where you at? We've been looking for you. I feel like I was like warming up. People, kids looking at me like, yo, we've been looking for you.
The Cherry.
I didn't hurt that long, bro. I was like, yo, I tore my hamstring at the end of 23. I literally had to spend a whole year rehabbing it. We skipped surgery. We didn't go surgery right because it was like, oh, surgery, you probably won't come back the same and you probably won't be able to, you're going to teach yourself how to run and walk and stuff like that again, which I feel like I had to do anyway because it was still like, it was literally bad. Like I couldn't do anything. Like it was like bad, like flexing my knee straight out. It's almost like a torn ACL, almost like because it's literally the same muscle they take when they do an ACL graft. When they graft your ACL, it's like a hamstring. So they take the literally hamstring from behind your knee and from right there, and they kind of use that to repair your ACL. And it's just like it was so terrible. Like I was like, oh my God, like. So at that point, I thought it was super, super bad because, everybody at this point, I done show people that I'm probably one of the best quarter milers in the world. And now everybody is like looking for you, like, yo, what's going on?
And you had nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Or I run slow. They're like, damn, what's going on? What happened? I'm like, yo, listen, I'm literally rehabbing. I'm literally rehabbing in this moment. Like, so I think that was probably like the most difficult time. So I feel like these past 2 years, 24 and 23, terrible, terrible, terrible times. Terrible time.
24.
Yeah, 24.
I told a friend of mine if I could scrap out a year, if I could pick a year of all the times I've lived, I would pick out 2024.
2024?
Bro, 2024 was like,
that's how it be, man. You have those years, it's just like, man, like you just wanted to go fast, hurry up and go by, having to watch the Olympics on the sideline. Damn, like that's crazy. You like, nah, like it just felt weird. Like even watching any type of championship, because at 23, that was my first time like not being on the team. So I'm literally watching this meet like, yo, this is weird. Like this feels like we're super weird. And knowing you just as good, you like, man, I want to get out there. But yeah, I actually felt like that. It's definitely some times where you have like, I wish I could delete out 24 too. I wish it could like be deleted from history. Like I don't gotta remember.
No, 2024 came with a different vibes. When we were getting into the year, being the Olympic year, aside from track and field, like people's personal life and all of that, it was like, oh, this year is going to be an amazing year. But you see, it was like from August, June, July, August 2024 started hitting real deep.
Facts, yeah, 24, yeah. Let's go away 24.
Like, you need to go.
Go away 24 and the end of 23. I wish it didn't happen. So I was like, all right, cool. Fresh memory. Take back from there. But yeah, so that probably been like my lowest time. I think, yeah, the past 2 years. Well, I wouldn't say this year. This year hasn't been bad. The year before, the whole 24, and then the end of 23. Terrible, terrible time.
Okay, let me throw you a question on that now. So, if you could sit down with your younger self, and considering who Michael is stepping into right now, into coming back from the injury, going into the world stage again, what would you tell this younger Michael right now? Or the Michael who we are heading into, and what exactly are you now looking forward to in this next chapter of yours?
I would say to my younger self, probably discipline. Just have the discipline, because I feel like that's what I liked for so long. Not really being raised in a track and field family. I think you can get away with not having discipline in like basketball and football and stuff like that, but like track and field, it kind of shows for itself. So I feel like early on, I didn't have that discipline. So I would tell my younger self, have the discipline and, make the main thing the main thing. Don't kind of lose focus on the other stuff. Make sure you lock in on the sport. When you kind of run faster when you're younger in track and field, it's way better than running faster when you're older. I think everybody loves that.
About it.
You like 19, 20, and you running fast, you get way more love. You run fast when you above 25. It's like cool. Like you still get the love, but it's like, man, people think you're like the next one. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, nah, yeah, just being disciplined and make the main thing the main thing. Shoot, for 25 coming up, stay healthy. Got nothing else. Okay. I feel like if I'm healthy, strong, get myself back out there and get to competing. I got my feet wet a little bit at the little couple Nashville meets, and we're gonna head to Texas Relays, I think, in like 2 weeks, and trying to go out there and split pretty decent. And then
be at Texas Relays.
I'll be at Texas Relays, Texas Relays, and then I don't know. I'll probably gonna open up at the end of April. So in the April opener, and then from there, man, I think I'll be straight, man. Just gotta, stay healthy, work hard.
And be at Tokyo.
Tokyo, come on now. I don't want to skip steps. I don't like to skip steps, so that's the main thing. You can't skip steps, so you gotta take care of everything else first. We can't go to Tokyo. We ain't healthy. We gotta stay healthy. You can't skip those steps, man. But look, Tokyo is definitely on the plan. I definitely want to be in Tokyo this year. I need my rematch. I need to get my get back from 21. So, yeah, Tokyo is definitely on the charts. Yeah, make the team. Stay healthy. Same thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this season though.
Okay.
Excited to what's to come.
That's amazing. What is that one thing that has kept Michael Lee Cherry hanging in despite all the injuries, despite all the downtimes, despite all the, it's like it's a near to win syndrome, if that's the word, because it's like when it feels like everything is all good and there's just this injury popping up here and there.
Yeah.
But you just, what is that one thing that has kept you going? And you didn't say, you know what? I think I've done pretty good. Let me just probably go pick up my certificate since I'm a graduate.
Yeah, I think maybe like the what if or the confidence. I feel like the what if is like, all right, what if I stop now and I could get even better, like or the confidence is just knowing like, all right, I can be greater than what I am. It's okay if I'm kind of going through these things. People just have injuries. Like it just is what it is. Like I can't use that for an excuse to just give up and just walk away for someone that I especially believe. So I feel like the day that I would stop running is when I believe that, all right, I don't have it anymore. So if I feel like I don't have it, then that's when I will kind of walk away and just like not believe. But if I feel like I'm injured and I kind of feel like I can compete at a high level, then I'm not going to stop. That doesn't make any sense. Like I'm just going to cut myself short because I'm crying about something didn't go my way. Like, like I said, everybody probably has injuries. I've seen it happen to like the biggest of people. It's just like having that confidence and just that thought of like, what if I stop today? Like, man, I might be something crazy big tomorrow. Like me and my friends always talk about that. Like it's always the what if, the what if, what if. I think some people are just kind of scared to like jump out on that what if. Like whether it comes to like transferring schools and doing that or switching coaches or literally anything, like man, like running unsponsored or running with a sponsor, like it just is what it is. Like you literally just think about that what if, and I feel like if you act on that what if, you're not afraid of like the failure that comes with it, then you can never be afraid of like of the journey. Like long as you not afraid of the journey and what comes with the journey, I think everything else doesn't matter. So I'm never scared of the journey. I'm never scared of the hardships of what comes with the journey. I'm only here to like think about the greatness that can come with it. So, all right, what if I do this and this happens and it don't happen? Then I'm like thinking like, okay, but what if I do this now and this happens? Like I'm always going with the what if. So it's just always going back and forth with myself and just believing in positive things can happen and just having that confidence.
So it's safe to define you as the athlete who is setbacks don't define us, I guess.
Easily, yes, easily. I feel like that's a great quote. It's kind of old and boring. I like my quote is what if? Let's say what if?
Okay.
Yeah, what if it works? What if it works?
What if?
Yeah, whenever I feel like you're having a bad time or you're just thinking about like some negative stuff, like yo, just think about what if it does? Like what if I do this and it works out? What if I quit? That's gonna be terrible. Like you don't want that to happen, but you just keep that what if in your head, and I feel like this is what I'm always thinking about. Like, all right, cool, like all right, I could just stop, but what if I keep going? Like, yeah, it's a negative. It could be a negative to that, but like at the end of the day, it's also a positive. And I feel like you kind of can determine if it's a negative or a positive at the end of the day. So yeah, I think I like it like that, not in like the harsh.
Okay, it's been a roller coaster of one injury or the other.
Yeah.
And the what ifs, the reason why we come back, what if, which is amazing. I mean, looking at Michael Cherry, when I saw you then and I saw you running, I know you are that athlete who had setbacks. And when I went back to like make my more research on you and I saw like the accolades that you had, but I never knew that you had so much setbacks as much as this. And it is inspiring to know that even in the times you want to step down, there's a what if. And thank you for always putting it out there. What if?
Yeah.
Okay, Michael, this episode has been interesting. I loved it from the beginning, even if it felt like it was going to happen. But I said, what if?
No, I'm going to get done. We was gonna get it done easily. That was gonna be easy. I was like, man, we just gotta actually set up. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, man, what is this?
Deep down, I was hoping you wouldn't say, you know what, Star? Why don't we just reschedule or...
Nah, I would never do it. The only reason why I didn't do that because I'm like, I feel like I was putting it off already because I was like doing so much stuff. So I was like, oh my God, I checked my Instagram, like, well, let me send you my number so you can just text me and then we could get this scheduled. Because if I don't do it now, I got a bad memory. I probably will forget. So I literally was like, oh yeah, we can do that to meet. And then you hit me up again and hit me up. I'm like, what's still 2 weeks? I can't look like a liar. My word is my word. Let me make sure I hold up to my word. So I made sure I actually ran you down and made sure we got the interview done. So I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Okay, Michael. And to my beautiful viewers, we have come to the end of this episode. I hope you all have been inspired and always have it at the front and back of your mind. What if? You want to keep that in your everyday routine because, I mean, you never know. What if?
You never know.
So I still remain your host, Star Mpama. And until we meet again, be good, stay safe, and bye for now. Ciao.